We begin with that breaking news out of Davenport, Iowa, at this partially collapsed apartment building. Look at that. A chunk of the structure crumbling to the ground as residents were inside. The gap now exposing the mangled mess. It came down last night, and already the search for survivors has ended. But now there's new outrage and agony from a family who says their loved one is still missing. Several people had to be rescued, even more injured. And it all comes as we're finding out that the safety of the building has been an ongoing concern. Let's get right to Shaq Brewster, who leads us off tonight.
The frickin' building just collapsed.
Tonight, family members of Lisa Brooks are desperate for answers after a partial building collapse in Davenport, Iowa.
Told her I love her, and that was all. That was the last time I talked to her.
Yes.
Antoine Rabbit Smith Sr. says they still can't reach his aunt, who he says lived in the building.
I just want some kind of information, like tell me something, anything. Like if you have found her and she's in a morgue somewhere, tell me something, instead of just sitting here playing the waiting game.
Parts of the historic 84-unit apartment building crashing down Sunday evening. Fire crews rescuing 8 people from the rubble, escorting a dozen others safely out of the building.
There was a lot of screams, a lot of cries, a lot of people saying help. I'm hoping and praying that the screams that I heard when the building came down was not people inside of it.
One person trapped for hours, now in the hospital, as officials worry about what's left.
The building is structurally unsound. Is posing a risk to responders, and we are actively working for the best course of action for the building.
The mayor says crews spent hours searching the wreckage overnight and have now stopped looking for survivors.
Rescue's over.
And now it's about recovery.
Recovery, and what are we doing with the building?
And as of now, there's no one under there that you know about.
That we know about.
How concerned are you that that may change?
There's always a concern.
What's next?
Lisa Brooks' family has called local hospitals and police and insists their loved one is still unaccounted for.
She's not anywhere, nowhere to be found.
The cause of the collapse is under investigation, but officials acknowledge residents have been filing complaints about the building for years. They say they're still working to contact every resident.
Any type of complaint is investigated, checked out, and inspected, and we did that a lot with this one.
All right, Shaq Brewster joins us now live. Shaq, so many complaints as you reported, and somehow people were still allowed to live there with the known issues in that building, and now this collapse making it unlivable, as we can see there behind you. What's next for the residents there?
Well, Tom, city officials say tonight that this building is coming down. Demolition set to begin as early as tomorrow morning. And you mentioned there are serious questions as to how it got into this condition in the first place. NBC News reached out to the apparent owner of this building and has not heard back, as the investigation into the cause is just beginning.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.